My mom had 2 recipe boxes. One recipe box full of family recipes. The other, a girl, Betty Crocker, where she started collecting her recipes in 1971. My mom passed away last year in 2024, and I'm just trying to keep her memory alive by sharing what she loved most, cooking and baking. And I don't bake. But today, we're going to start off with double-decker confetti brownies. Well, let's see how this is going to turn out. Because again, I don't bake. And before we start baking, in this big yellow box, there's a bunch of different categories. And the one that stood out the most for me, where is it? The one that stood out the most for me. Men's favorite recipes. Is that what it says? Oh, men's favorites. What about our favorites? We're the ones doing the cooking. But we're gonna have to explore that. Yeah, men's favorites. And there's so many other categories in here that we're gonna have to check out. But for now, let's make these double-decker brownies and see how they turn out. So let's get moving. So the first thing I did was preheat the oven at 350. Next, we're gonna do the sugar. So we have 1 cup of granulated sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar, which I already measured out. Okay, so let's get moving. So 1 cup of white sugar. And where's my brown sugar? 1 cup of brown sugar. Well, I don't know why it's chunky. Probably because I don't use it that often. And then it doesn't say anything about being melted, but I did soften the butter. I did soften it, and I know that you're supposed to cut it up in chunks. And let's see. So, okay, let's get a fork and see if we can mash this up first. All right. This is not coming out smooth. All right, let's just use our hands. Let's just use our hands to get it done. Okay, in a large bowl, cream. Okay, we did the butter, we did the sugar, beaten eggs, and vanilla. So 3 eggs. All right, we're gonna beat in 3 eggs. Unfortunately, these are from my chickens. It's smooth. It's definitely smooth. Okay, so now combine 2½ cups of flour, baking powder, and salt. Okay, so I'm not using salt because I'm using regular butter. I'm not using regular, no salt. So, I forgot the vanilla. Let's put the vanilla. Okay, that's good. All right, so now baking powder. 2½ All right, 2½ teaspoons. What is this anyways? That's not a teaspoon. Is this a teaspoon? Ah! This is a teaspoon. All right. Oh, all right. Let's add a little more. Well, that's too big. Get in there. All right, I think that should be enough. And then 2½ cups of flour. All right, 2½ cups of flour it is. Okay, let's just add 1 cup first, and then let's mix it. Okay, let's add the other cup and a half. I don't know what my half a cup is. I'm just gonna eyeball it. I know this, it's not good on bacon, but I am. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Okay, let's just get these all in here. It looks smooth. Guys, I can cook, but I just can't bake. I don't think I have the patience for it. Oh, okay. All right, let's just put these here now. All right, so now we have to melt some butter. So we're gonna get some butter. And it says a tablespoon of melted butter. All right, I'm just gonna pop this in the microwave. We have to divide this. I don't know. I don't know if I have to add another egg. Should I add another egg? Well, maybe once I add, well, it says to divide. Spread, blend together cocoa powder and melted butter. Stir in 1/2 of the dough. So let's get another bowl. And this is gonna be the cocoa powder. I think we're gonna let that cool for a little bit. All right, so let's get some of this. I'm just using my hands. All right. Ooh, it actually feels really good. Okay. Wow. I know I don't have technique, but at least it feels good. All right. So we're going to use half. Okay. All right. That's half. All right. So we're going to set this aside. And then we're going to add cocoa powder. Cocoa powder, where are you? Oh, here you are. Okay. And how much? Cocoa powder. A 1/3 cup. Do I have a 1/3 cup? 1/8. Just gonna pour it. All right, that looks good. All right, now where's my fork? All right. I'm just going to use my hands again. The butter is still a little hot. I'm going to wait. All right. We're going to add the butter. We're going to add the melted butter. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay. I'm going to mix it in. I bet this is the top. One thing I know how to bake, I know how to make a mean lemon ricotta pie. I know how to do that. Okay. Spread evenly over cocoa. Sprinkle what remain in 1 cup. All right. That goes on top. So this is going to go on. Stir. What goes? All right. So this is going to go at the bottom. and 1/2 cup M&Ms. Okay, and the M&Ms are gonna go into here. But I wonder how okay. So, as I'm figuring this out, let's set this aside. All right, let's set this aside and let's work on our pan. Actually, I'm gonna push this over here. Where's my pan? Okay, here's my pan. All right, I'm gonna spray it with Pam, and then I'm also gonna add parchment paper. Parchment paper, I know, is good for cleanup. And a tip that I got from another cooking show, well, baking show, is that when you spray the pan, the parchment paper sticks better to the bottom, so it's not blowing up everywhere. Add the chocolate one with the cocoa butter to the bottom. Okay, so I have it down flat, okay? So, flat. Now I'm gonna set this aside. Then I'm gonna add my M&Ms to my other side of the mixture. Okay, so it says 1 cup of sweet M&Ms. I'm just pulling them. Who doesn't love M&Ms? And I'm just gonna mix it in. Okay, so here's my pan. All right, so I'm just gonna get it. I'm just gonna throw that on. Good thing there's fast forward on this. My gosh. Now we're going to stick this in the oven for 30 minutes. So the brownies are cooking and I'm going to clean up my kitchen. Ma always said a clean cook is a good cook. But I don't think this is working in my case as a baker. But I'm going to go clean my kitchen. Oh. It's done. Betty Crocker. Cake tester. I think it cracked. Yeah, it cracked. Huh. Oh, but look at that. Came out. It didn't stick. All right. It didn't stick. All right. My handy knife. I don't know where to begin. Well, it's already broken. Look how chunky that looks. And honestly, this is really good. Wow, I would totally make these again. They don't look pretty, but they came out really good. All right, another win. See you next week for the Love of Ma's Big Yellow Box. And we're cooking with our girl, Betty Crocker. So I'll see you next week. Thanks, Ma. Cool.